And after all the excitement of that place and seeing God move mightily, it was back to Durban to my friend's house. And they persuaded me. Can you believe it? They said, why don't you invite your girlfriend over and get engaged? Why don't you do that? And I thought, that sounds like a good idea. So I phoned my girlfriend up in Manchester, and she said, right, I'll come out. I've got a week's off school, so I can just come for a week. So we said, right, come. So she flew out to see me in Durban, and we were very blessed there to be able to have an engagement party. But something was special about it.
In Durban, we got engaged. And let's have a look what happened. This is the engagement party. This incident was the same day that Diana, Princess of Wales, she was having a funeral service, and only just before that it was the time when South Africa lost the Olympic bid for Cape Town.
Hey, that was very interesting. The very same day. So we're off to a good start in our commitment to each other. And we had many Indian pastors there with us, praying with us. What a marvelous engagement party that anybody could wish to have, full of believers, full of pastors, missionaries. That was our special party, and that was going to continue in our life. And so then we got involved with some people from Taiwan. Listen to what happened.
We had a time with some of the Taiwanese brothers and sisters. Some of the Taiwanese brothers and sisters who had come all the way from Taiwan to establish a church here in South Africa, missionaries in the true sense of the lunch break.
That's right, all the way from Taiwan we'd met these people, and they wanted to establish work. This is marvelous for us. And then I had a friend named Wallace Knock, and he worked for a radio station, a Christian radio station in Durban, beamed all over Durban and KZN. And we went in there to talk about China and missions, Christian radio station. And we had about half an hour spot in there to talk all about missions and what had gone on in China.
Christian radio station that beams out all over Durban, Greater Durban, probably 500,000, 750,000 people. This is where Alan and I and his wife, we went to talk about who will go ministries. Let's hold on. We're going to look around this Christian radio station. Hold on. And talk to the whole Durban area about things going on in China. From all different nations of South Africa. Here's Marcus, one of the principals of the college. Here's what he's going to say.
Is that write down your vision and make it plain. I don't think it's going to be plain like this.
And this man, he was one of the pastors at All Africa Bible School up in KZN. They had students from all over Africa, and they came down, and it was very, very cheap for them. And it was marvelous to get up there and fellowship with them. And we of course, spoke about China again.
I've got an hour to talk about missions and what's going on in the world to these students of the All Africa Bible School. There are 90 students from about 15 different nations here in South Africa come on a 3-year course. It's only £300 for a full year, food and everything included. So let's enjoy some of the fellowship that we had here. Church, very vigorous in his worship, just a lovely fellow. This is the Zulu Faith Conference Week called Casting the Net, where about 10 churches are coming together to have this week of meetings.
This week of meetings came about through a contact. They were having a 12 or 15 church revival up in the north of KZN towards the Mozambique border, and I was asked to be the head speaker. Wow, I never ever happened to me before, never ever. And I was asked to go up there and spend an afternoon there as the main speaker speaker. And I tell you, it was packed with over 1,000 people. And gosh, you feel so unworthy, don't you? They gave me a dressing room where I had my flowers and food and drinks, tea, coffee, whatever I wanted. And we had this marvelous time up there, and it was absolutely fantastic. I was gobsmacked. It never happened to me before.
Fast week in the Zulu and play celebrations and encourage them to become involved in this, in the Word, but in the power of the Holy Spirit demonstrated. So I've been very excited about the reception and the openness. We believe that God is going to move here tonight. We believe. I'm expecting. We prayed about this. I believe people have been talking about this. This is the last evening, but I believe the last evening is the best.
They gave it a name. It was called Casting the Net. I still have the video of it and what happened up there. But as I say, tremendous. Let's listen to a bit more worship. I missed that bit, but we'll go on to another church. We were going to talk about missions to China. Listen to this.
The outskirts of Durban.
Yeah, marvellous fellowship with these black people.
Each and every one of us listening here are missionaries. I'm with Missions Ablaze, which is
It was very clear to me that God was really opening some doors to preach. But you know, preaching and going there, for a few sessions is not tantamount to God saying you got to go there. And that was the problem that I had. I'd spent almost 5 weeks there, and my wife had gone. My girlfriend had gone back. She's still not my wife yet, but we're engaged. And I'm almost on my last day, and I don't know what to do because God has not opened a permanent door. Nothing has opened to me. Yes, I did train as an ACE teacher, but I couldn't see any door opening as far as that was concerned. But on the very, very last day, my host who was staying there said, there's a mission man who wants to meet you. And I thought, wow, well, let's go. But I was very despondent. But here he is now. His name was Tinus Lindeque from Missions Ablaze, and we had an appointment to meet him and see what he was up to, whether God would move to say this is it. So let's hear what he has to say.
with Missions Ablaze, which is an autonomous mission.
This man says he's with Missions Ablaze, autonomous.
Tries to feed the poor,
feed the poor, clothe the poor,
help churches and schools.
Help churches and schools.
Various areas. We are going to have a look at some of the work that we've done in the areas.
Going to look at the work done in the area.
We just trust that we are going to enjoy this day.
Trust and joy in the Lord.
Missions who've just joined them.
We
Another missionary with Mission Ablaze.
Here are missionaries that have joined them. I'm meeting them.
Missionaries who've just joined them.
with
Mission Ablaze.
I'm happy to be
About 5 or 6 of them that I met, young men.
I'm missionary for Mission Ablaze. We've been for 3 weeks. My husband died in 1995.
Now we're going up to a church where the black lady died, and she's got to look after the church and the school. She's got a school.
Of Mission Ablaze.
30 students there were. 30 students there were there. Sorry, 60. 30 facing one way, 30 the other way. He said to me, will you come back and be the headmaster for this school? Because the lady who ran it all had died. We've got nobody. Would you come back by? What? You know, I never even thought to think. It didn't even need to be answered, that question. The answer was, of course. I knew. You know, I just want to tell you as you're listening to this, sometimes we give up, you know, right at the last minute, right at the end. God opened the door. I've been there for 6 weeks, 5 weeks, can't remember exactly. The very, very last day, can you believe it? How God sometimes tests us and keep us waking to show where our heart is. But then I knew that we were going to go back to South Africa, and my girlfriend, fiance to be, she would be coming back with me. I hope I hadn't told her yet, so you gotta wait to see what she says.